Hey, YouTube. All right, I'm on. I know sometimes I'm not consistent, so I'm going to wait for a few minutes. Hey, YouTube, who's on here? I'm going to wait for a few minutes until people come on before I start. All right, some of y'all might have to catch on the replay, so let me get the important stuff out of the way. So, someone wanted me to do a video about the PPP loans and the ELE grants. Now, basically, with that particular programs, that already ended last month, at the end of last month. And two, with the PP, you can still try to apply for the loan, but that's exactly what it is. It's a loan. And you just need to go into the SBA.gov website and apply for the PPP loan. But like I said, that has to be related towards your business and file a tax return. Now, unlike last year when they first gave the $1,000 out, it was more of an emergency type of situation. And then when they followed it up a few months ago, like I was telling y'all with the $9,000 grant, you basically have to fall within certain criterias. One criteria is you have to be in a low income area, and there was like a map, you put in your address, and it determines if you are within that locality. So if you're not in a low income area, you won't necessarily get that grant, the remaining $9,000. So the maximum was $10,000. And then as for the PPP loan, that's one is like a 30-year fixed 4% interest rate, and you could pay it back. Now, who's in here? Come on in the room. I'm trying not to make these live stream videos long because, number one, I don't have people who come on. So if y'all don't come on, and I will put the link to invite. So in the link, I will put it in. If you want to come on while I'm on, then just click on the link. If not, I'm not going to really be too long with this video. Now, I was doing some research, and even my mother told me that there was rental assistance available. And if you're a landlord or a renter and you have problems paying your bills, because next month the rent moratorium is going to end. So for all those people who was not be able to pay their rent, and because the courts were closed, or whatever the case may be, that's going to end next month. So if you had problems paying your rent, or if you had issues with being a landlord, or say you had rental properties and you need some type of rental assistance, there's a website. I'm going to put that in the link, and I'm going to show y'all. And that money is still available. So let me go ahead and share the screen with y'all and show y'all what I'm talking about. Oops, let me go ahead and put. All right, anybody want to come on in the room? Come on in the room. There's my link. Join me. So let me go ahead and show y'all the rental assistance link. So let me share my screen. Okay, y'all see that? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Now, as you can see, this is a website that lists all these various different states where you can click on, and there's a rental assistance. So let me go ahead and put the link. Oops, that's the stream on here. Let me put the link. That's the link for the rental assistance. Now, they also help you with rental assistance as well as utilities. Now, I don't know who may need this or could benefit from it, but there's plenty of money available. Now, when my mother told me a couple of weeks ago, she was saying in Charleston County. Now, she don't live in Charleston County, but she was telling me basically because they have so much money, and that's just one example. Now, DeKalb County, where I live in Georgia, they are also on the list. So when they said they're accepting applications, that means they still have money for rental assistance. So if you owe thousands and thousands of dollars, or you have issues with your rent, paying your rent or utilities, you may want to hurry up and seek that assistance before it's over, because next month in July, pretty much that's it. The rent moratorium will end. All those who owe money in their rent or behind in rent, you better go ahead, because that was part of the stimulus package. You know, all these government programs, or most of these programs you see, was part of the stimulus program. And they allocated money for rental assistance. And then if you go to SBA.gov, you know, there's a lot of resources available for those who want to start a business. You know, they have webinars, as I was telling y'all, that will help you start a business, series of classes. Hey, Erica. A whole bunch of things. So let me see if I could show y'all real quick. Let me see. So you see where it has, let me see there. See, look at this. Oop. You see, I don't know if y'all can see it. When did you? It's been changed for a minute. Oh, there's 7 of y'all on here. So just click on that website in the link. I'll put this in the description box once I end the chat. So now the PPP and the Ely grant, the PPP is still on, but as for the grants, that ended last month, and you had to basically had already apply for that grant for that $1,000 to receive a email to file. But a lot of people may not necessarily get it, because you have to show two main criteria. One, you have to be within the map of a low income area. And two, you have to have a drop in income of 30% of income from 2019 tax return. So Maybe Tubu Russ had some success. What is it? Stalking. I had some success taking tax after the government check came in a few months ago. Okay, I don't understand what you wrote, but good. Now, I know I'm waiting for an amended return from 2017 that still has not been processed yet from the IRS. Yep, helping to pay bills going forward. Okay, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna start focusing more on ways to save money, especially with this inflation going on. You know, I went to the grocery store. I've been going to the grocery store like there's no tomorrow. Just random things. I need to start making a grocery store list and not just go to the store just to be going to the store, even though sometimes, like today, I went to Publix and I went and got some chicken. It was the fried chicken. And I go there, you know, it's okay. These boxes look different, you know, from before. And for $8.98, it was like 8 pieces of chicken. I was like, now, you know, chicken used to be 12 pieces and stuff. Because I was like, wait a minute. So when I got home and opened it up, I noticed that they have more of the smaller pieces in there. See, they think they slick. They used to have it where you used to get the chicken, you could see it clear in the box. Now the whole box covered and you can't see what's in it. So I got home, I saw it was like 2 chicken legs. It was I think it was like maybe 1 chicken wing. I don't remember seeing no chicken breast. I mean, it was like chicken thighs. And that was it. I was like, this raggedy, you know, and I'm not even quite sure due to the shortage of chicken that they're going to give you less to pay more. But I guess in this situation, the chicken was it had to be $8 and some change. I went to Publix, but I did the online order for my Italian sub. I'm not doing nope. I ain't paying. I'm not ordering no sandwich online. Cause number one, I know how when they be making those sandwiches, when I be standing online, they'll make those sandwiches, you know, they just put it out there. Nah, nope. Because see, I don't want other people's hands on that. I mean, it's fine if somebody who made the sandwich put it out there. But then when you go out there, you have people coming in there, you know, they may be looking at it, putting their hand on it. Not to say they have to hunt for the sandwich. Nope. No, thank you. They can make mine on. They can make mine fresh when I get there. Because one, either I'm going to walk around the store, come back when the line goes down, or I just really wouldn't get it, you know. So you have to go to Publix. Certain times of the weekdays, Publix is crowded, where everybody wants to stay in the long line to order sandwiches and everything else. But it depends when you go. If you go around, not during lunchtime, because I don't think people are really gonna be standing in long, huge lines like that because it's so expensive. But you have to know when to go to Publix. You go to Publix 6 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock. You know, everybody's home from work or whatever. They're gonna be a line. Other than that, unless they have a special on their sandwiches and the boar's head meat, not regular Publix meat, boar's head sandwich special. That's it. Nope. I'd rather stay in line and wait. You have to make my sandwich when I have to see it because they They may have it ready when you're ready, but nope. That's just me. I don't have no problems waiting online because I know, depending on what time of day it is or evening, if I shop, I will buy all the BOGOs. Well, they ain't had no BOGO this week, so maybe I ain't seen no BOGO sites. They usually start Tuesdays, so I didn't see any BOGOs. But even then, even with the BOGOs, it's still kind of pricey. So, anywho, but what else is there to say about these government things? Let me look it up. Yep, those government grants and all those things. Y'all better hurry up. Come July, the middle of July, that's it. There is not going to be no fourth stimulus, so we can forget about that. The only stimulus, it's not even a stimulus, it's the child tax credit. $3,000 if the child was under a certain age of 6 and $3,500, but and they giving that out in 4 months increment. That only means that the next year come for taxes, when it's time to file taxes, you know how people get the child tax credit and all that stuff? Don't look for that next year on your tax return because they already gave it to you. So for all those people who be looking for the child tax credit and, I ain't get that, but to get $8,000 and $9,000 per child and all that kind of credit, don't look for it because it ain't going to be there. You already got it. They already advanced it out in advance and they paid out in 4 months. But they're not going to extend that. I doubt it. I doubt very much they're going to extend any of those things. So, too bad, too sad. All I know is when 23 states, or probably more than that now, 23 states, the unemployment was supposed to end in September. They ending that in July 15, 16, something like that. Sometime in the middle of July. That's it. They're going to be required that you show that you was looking for a job, but they're not extending unemployment for the extra 300 plus the regular unemployment. That's going to end in July for the majority of states. And basically, since there are so many places, not just fast food, not just retail stores, a lot of industries are hiring. Even jobs where you work from home, like I've seen several companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, like a bunch of companies I get information on Indeed that's hiring people to work from home or whatever the case may be. Even Amazon is still hiring. So far I'm supposed to start. Well, my first day is supposed to be next Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the coming. Let me look. Is it the coming Sunday? Let me look. Yep, the following Sunday I'm supposed to be there from 1:30 to 6. I don't know why they always keep saying get there at 1:30. Because see, this time I'm gonna make sure that I clock in. Even if I say where's the time clock and they give me a badge, Klook, I'm gonna clock in because I know they didn't pay me my first day when I worked there last year. So they're gonna have to do a deep dive on that inquiry. So, and then as for Maximus, I guess you could say, I'm getting tired of them. I really am. Because today, I tell you, when I came back from New Orleans and they had the person, switch teams and have a new supervisor. This person, for us to be sitting at home doing nothing, not taking no calls coming in at all, nothing of the sort. He got the nerve saying, "I know I did my time." He was like, "Did you get to read the chat about correcting the timesheet?" First of all, I looked and I realized I had put down Friday. Now I'm off on Friday. So I was like, oops. And I took the vaccine shot last Tuesday, so I was supposed to be able to log off, come back, and um, they're supposed to pay you for that time to take the shot. Now all of a sudden, I already contacted HR. They gave me instructions. I gave them the copy of the card and this and that or whatever. I went to lunch at 12. I go to lunch from 12 to 12:30 that day. I logged off at about 12:25 or 26 and went to my appointment. Well, your appointment's at now. This fucking idiot. Well, if your appointment's at 1:00, then how I said, first of all, the appointment starts at 1. I'm supposed to be there at 1. That means that I don't log off at 1 and supposed to be somewhere else at 1:00 at the same time. So they're supposed to give you, they're supposed to give you 2 hours, and he didn't even know what the hell he talking about. I didn't say nothing. I was like, I wasn't even in the video or nothing. So I'm sitting here like, whatever. Well, they ordered this, and they ordered this and this and this and that, whatever. Okay. They said to give you 4 hours. 4 hours, not 2 hours for each shot. He didn't even know what he's talking about. So I said, okay, whatever. Well, he's supposed to be the so-called manager, How you manage? You manage nothing. All you do is manage a chat of people just talking about, I'm going to lunch now, I'm going to the bathroom, that's the only thing you manage. Man, fuck you. Stupid ass. I'm sitting here like they just hire anybody just to be so-called, I'm a manager. Man, shut up. So I was like, okay, whatever. Went there, corrected my little time sheet, and I said, you go ahead and look that up. Since I gotta look into this. Go ahead, look it up. I know what they told me at HR. I know exactly what they told me. They said make a copy of your vaccine card. You have 4 hours, and then you're supposed to come back. And then he goes, well, it showed here that you came back at it showed I came back at 2:05. It jacked up system. You're gonna tell me? I said yes. And they said that you logged off at 5 something. Yes, because I had to sit there and communicate with HR. But you have to log on to such and such and such. Yes. Yes, you do. You do have to log into the system. Well, it shows here that you logged on at 3 something in the morning. I said, yeah, because I came back out of town and I wanted to make sure that my computer wasn't locked. That's why I called the help desk. Ain't nobody was taking calls on. There's nothing to look up. So he being an asshole. So I said, you know what? I'm just, I'm just waiting to see how long this is gonna last, because they got that government money to take calls for the CDC, and ain't no calls coming in. And I probably took 2 calls, and all it's going on 3 months. Then with the Juneteenth, that's supposed to be a federal holiday. Saturday, I work Saturday. It says, oh no, that'll be a floating holiday, but you have to work for a whole year. So what's the difference between Memorial Day holiday, which was a couple weeks ago, when they paid us for the 8 hours for holiday pay, and not get paid holiday pay for this coming past holiday? I said, okay, fine. Juneteenth, which is a fake holiday anyway, because I'm going to explain my viewpoints in a minute about that. 4th of July, which is in a couple weeks, they have it where we're supposed to be working on 4th of July. So how are you going to pay holiday? If we work on 4th of July, why are you open and pay holiday and not pay, So I said, you know what? I'm supposed to be on unemployment with TurboTax into it anyway, which I already applied, until they call me back towards the end of the year or the fall. It depends. So I'm like, it's some BS. So I'm going to wait and see how long this position is supposed to really, really last, because I have a strong feeling that Maximus, since the government said they wanted they're trying to get this 50-something% vaccination July 4th or before July 5th. I have a feeling that come July 4th or the 5th, they're going to say, oh, we're not busy. So they already cut the hours from 40 hours a week to 32 hours a week. So I have a feeling they're going to either um, cut that down to either part-time, or they may just say, you know what, we don't need as many people as they need. And then, to be honest, I should just simply um, quit, because I will be working another job in a couple of weeks, and it really kind of messes up me getting unemployment. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to say, well, you're working, so you may not get unemployment because you're working. But even if I was working at Amazon, I don't know about it. They'll give me unemployment and work at the same time. I think if I get paid more than what the unemployment is, then they give you the difference. But I'm quite sure. I don't know what unemployment is in Georgia per week is. So if it's still that $380 something dollars, I'm quite sure that I'm gonna make way more than that weekly at Amazon or at Maximus, So I think they'll only give me, I don't think I'll get that much. I don't know. I wish the unemployment was open, or someone I could actually talk to on the phone directly and ask them these questions, because Maximus, they have other positions, but they said they was hiring for I don't know which part of the government agency they're looking for. They're looking for someone to do data entry, and I want to think that's I don't know. Who knows? I just sit there. I just sit here all day, look at YouTube, look at Amazon movies and stuff. I just sit here with the computer screen up, waiting to see if anybody will call in, and that's it. Because he ain't doing nothing. There ain't anybody in that group. They not doing nothing. I'm quite sure people are laying across the bed, Some people probably going all out and about. But the fact that you have to take breaks and stuff at a certain time, I know ain't nobody sitting there all day looking at no dang screen waiting for people to call in. I'm just looking at a different screen, and that's what I do all day. I said, shoot, that's easy. That's easy money. Sit there to do nothing. And then if a call ever comes in, it's not like all you gotta do is look it up and just answer the question and say, okay, one moment, and you just tell them whatever it is. It's not, you're not making appointments. You're not, you're just giving out information. That's just I know I'm getting paid, and people say, girl, you be happy, you get a job, you get paid to do nothing. But shoot. But then you always get these people who they give them a little title, manager. Then you want to be, well, I got to look into this and this. Man, shut up. Just then send me the time sheet and I'll correct it. And then you find out, because I want to get paid for that. I was only gone for an hour and 5 minutes. You're going to make it sound like I didn't, you showed here, you can't know. You don't know how to read the screen. That's the problem. You didn't know how to read. You didn't know how to pull up the information to show me on the screen. Now you're going to sit there, talk about something, and then they didn't know how to pull it up, and they didn't know how to read it. I don't like you idiot, That's why your ass is not in workforce management. All you need to do is just review the timesheet, and that's it. So let them come up there talking about they didn't pay me for half a day when I know I was at work from 8 to 12, went to lunch, logged off, and came back at 2. And then you went to lunch, then you went to break. Yes, I went to break. They said to follow the schedule, you go on break. If I came back at 2:05, they said, well, you said you went and logged up, went to break. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. See, if he wasn't being a jackass when he wasn't there earlier that day, when I asked the team lead I said, okay, if I go to lunch at 12:30, my appointment's at 1. We went and talked all about this. Now here you come trying to act new, brand new. Man, shut up, because they don't want to mess with me. Because, see, I'll turn around and report to the Department of Labor and said, then you're really going to have, ain't no problem with me. because I have a feeling they just waiting till 4th of July weekend or for 4th of July when the president goal of vaccination is passed, because a lot of that money they giving out in the stimulus, it also goes to companies to hire people to either make appointments for the COVID, appointment setters, give out information. Maximus is not the only company that does that. I would say thousands. There are several companies hire people to take calls for CDC, make appointments, or they taking calls for making calls for the state, and they pay them like 15, 14. Some of them try to pay lowball, because they're all, that's all they do. They lowball the pay, but see, they get the contract. So if I was a company and they gave me a 50, say they gave me like a $25 million contract, and my job as a company is to hire thousands of people across the country to take calls. So when I present the bill to the procurement office, that's why they be stressed about these dang timesheets. We get audited and we can get audited. Man, shut up. You drove around in your car. You supposed to be at home conferencing calls with people on the team, and I can hear you in your car. So I don't understand it. You were supposed to be in your car driving whatever, he black too. I can tell he black. People always be trying to see black folks be given. I know you can say, damn, she keep going about that topic about black folks, but it's true. Black folks be the worst ones to have when it comes to being a supervisor role. You give them a little title, they want to be the damn overseer, whatever. Yes, and master, they have to get them another, act like a damn fool. Man, you gotta get out of my face. I'm a grown ass woman, talking to me all crazy. Well, especially when I came to you the first time about it, and I said, I have an appointment at 1. I go to lunch at 12, 12:30. If you do, you don't get paid for lunch. So if I logged out the system, man, sometimes you can't study people. Sometimes you can just say, okay, whatever. Let them talk, because see, they want to feel important. They want to feel important, but you're only getting paid $1 more than I'm getting paid. You ain't getting paid no big time salary. You're getting paid maybe $1 more than what I'm getting to do the same thing. Sit down at your desk all day. You probably sit up there looking at TV and cooking, and no, I ain't cursing them out. See, I could be mean nasty. Is that mean? No, what is it? Nice nasty. I could be nice nasty or passive aggressive. You could be talking, but you could be talking just to be talking. I'll be like, okay, whatever. Well, do you see where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. Well, can you go and correct the timesheet? All right. Well, do you know where I'm coming from? Okay. I ain't gonna respond to you because I ain't be listening. All right, now come here, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. Like I told him, I said, first of all, I already got the communication from Sylvia's whomever, and so and so with the email. I gave them the copy. Well, did you see me? Did you CC me? No, I did not, because the instructions didn't say to give it to the manager. It said give it to these 2 people at HR. But did you see? Well, can you CC me that too? Okay. Because when I first told him, way before I went to my appointment, you act like you ain't had nothing to say. Now after the fact, you want to, well, I'm going to try to figure out this timesheet. Man, you only figuring out one fucking day. I said, just tell me the code for the timesheet, because there's a code that they're supposed to give you from HR that you're supposed to put on the timesheet. People be, whatever. Well, I got to see about this show. You make it sound like somebody did something so egregious, so wrong about something. Well, I got to go and look at, I have to investigate this. You see why I got to investigate? Investigate what? The fact of the matter that the company policy is that if you get a COVID test, um, they give you, and he talk about it's 2 hours. No, nigga, it's 4 hours. Or if you take a second shot, it's a total of 8. So he gonna try to make it sound like he know he talk. He you know what he talking. He was one told me you don't get paid when you don't get. Yes, you do. Well, when you figure that out, when he goes and figure that out and get the information, then you email me. Cause I know he gonna call me tomorrow. You know he gonna call me tomorrow. Well, I figured it, and it showed that you were not here, and it showed you was off the clock. Whatever. I have no reason to be gone for a whole 4 hours. I know what time I came back. You better look at that system again. Shoot. Coming to me all crazy. Then when I asked you when I went to and brought it up to you the first time, you act like you ain't had nothing to say. You weren't even supposed to be work. You weren't even at work that day. You talk about going to speak to the team lead. The team lead, they know what he talking about. Man, you better move. And one good thing about all of this is that everything you do is recorded. So you come up to me all crazy if you want, but if I make a complaint to your boss and say, "Well, I didn't appreciate the way he talked to me, and this is what he said to me in the chat, and this is what he said," everything is recorded. Everything. If I say what happened and how the conversation went with the team lead, and then how it went with him when I spoke with him, everything is they could pull up and record. Because when I went to him about it, I said, I felt a little offended when I spoke with the team lead about it. And then when I tried to tell him, he said, "Well, why you bring it up then? Why you bring it up then?" Man, nigga, bye. Hate fucking black folks at the time. They act so fucking dumb. Why you bring it up then? No, let me stop sharing this. Y'all ain't looking at this. Yeah. But why you bring it up then? I said, you know what? Goodbye. They ain't know what you're talking about. You knew just like me. When this contract ends, probably in July, I have a feeling it's going to end in July. I really do. It's going to end in July. And then I may just apply for a different position altogether. Maybe do that data entry one. I don't know. They do so many different major federal agencies, student loans, various different states, the IRS. You name it, they got it. So, ooh, my hair looking frizzy again. And they put my little stocking cap on tonight when I go to bed and lay down. I'm trying to let my hair grow out. But let it grow out, so maybe by the fall, the end of the year, it should go back down to my regular length. It should be going back down to here by then. But you know what? This working from home thing, it's getting a little bit tedious, you know? Working from home, it may be good in a way because you're not spending money on gas and you ain't got to worry about getting dressed up in clothing. But working from home could be a little bit aggravating at times. I mean, yeah, it's good that you're able to, you don't have to get up, go somewhere and, sit in traffic and blah, blah, blah. But working at home can be there could be a bit too much micromanage going on when you work from home, especially when you work in customer service. When you work in customer service, people call in to the phone and it's like they almost add extra things they want you to do. You just can't just do your job and just give good service and this and that or whatever. Then they want to do a survey, and then they do a survey and they don't take a survey. Oh, you ain't got enough people taking the survey. You got to promote the survey. No, I'm not going to beg people. I'm not going to bash people with the survey. It's like you get like at TurboTax. I took probably over 600 calls, maybe more. And they'll say like, oh, 10-20% of those people got to take a survey. I say everybody gonna take no dang survey. They barely couldn't follow instructions when you try to tell them to make sure you fill out. The first thing you need to do is fill out your name and address and da da da, and just type in everything else. So to get there to the end to tell people to take a survey, some of you, oh, I got you, man. Some people don't even know how to check the email on the phone so much. Knowing how to use the phone to do taxes, So that's aggravating. Even with Wayfair, you could I can get all the stats. I can hit attendance stats. I can hit this stat. I can hit that. But then when it comes to damn survey, people gonna give you a survey. Not so much what you did. You could be, oh, Teresa was helpful, excellent work, but TurboTax your suck. So I'm gonna give you a 5. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Had nothing to do with me. And people were right. They were right. You should have seen some of the things I was getting. People wrote these glowing surveys about, oh, she was helpful, this and that or whatever. But if they didn't get their furniture, their cheap ass furniture from Wayfair, or if they were out of stock or whatever the case may be, they're never going to give you a 10. Now, some people, if they work in this customer service industry and they understand the survey is more so on the representative, not so much the company, then some people will abide and understand. Other than that, they not. Some of them. Mm-mm. So I say, you know what? My strategy is going to be for next year. When I come back, when it comes to those stupid ass surveys. One, I'm not going to be working as many hours like that. I ain't going to be working like a dog. Now, unless I decide TurboTax is going to be my primary job, when next year come around, when the end of the year come, I'm going to offset it by doing overtime. Like a lot of overtime. But I ain't going to burn myself out. Put it that way. I'm just going to put myself like scale it back, like work a few hours here and then take a break, not overly do it. So it depends what they're going to have me doing next year. Hopefully, I'm going to take this EA exam, enroll agent exam. Hopefully they get me to do full service where I get to do tax returns. And then, you're not really on the phone or in the chat, but you're doing returns. Hopefully they put me in that position because TurboTax is trying to be a full service tax. They do taxes, but the money really is made when you do the returns for people. But, when I think about it, I probably could just, get me a handful of clients during the tax season when tax season comes, grow my YouTube channel, and that's it, because another thing I was reading about is that a lot of people in all facets of industry is quitting. They're quitting their job. They're like, bump it. They're quitting. It's not fast food. It's not retail. It's some very good jobs that, careers that people are walking away from. They're just like, I'm talking about maybe 30-year-old, 40-year-olds, people around my age or so, 52, they only got so many years, working years remaining. That's why I'm not trying to be nobody's manager. I ain't trying to be no team lead. Now, I'll be a team lead, but I'm not trying to be no manager. I ain't got time to be babysitting people. I don't want to do that. I'd rather be a consultant, pay me for my skill set, not being some supervisor stuff. You can keep that. You can keep that because some of these people that I've had that were managers and stuff, they promote them. They don't understand the concept of building a team. They really don't. They don't understand the concept of building teams. And they just don't realize that you're indispensable just like anybody else. you know. But anyway, I know my topic was supposed to be about PPP and elite grants and stuff like that, but there's really not much to say about it anymore. The PPP, like I said, all that ended last month. If you didn't get in, it's too late, basically. The elite grant, basically, your income has to drop 30%, and you have to work 3-4 consecutive months with income to show. So, and be in the low income area. There was a map. Now, I did show this before. So, but like I said, most of the assistance now, like I said, if you go on their website and you know anybody who's behind in rent or utilities, or if you're a homeowner, well, not a homeowner, if you are a real estate investor, say you're a renter or a landlord. That's what I meant to say. If you're a landlord and you have tenants who are behind and paying their rent, you could also apply for this assistance. If you're a renter, you could also apply for assistance. And it's on that link that's in the description. And there's a lot of places they still taking applications. They still got money, but once that money, the middle of July come, that's it. If they gonna start. My mother said they was on the radio in South Carolina, in Charleston County. They was pleading people to apply and urging people to apply. That if you was behind in rent, to go and apply. And that's the website. You click on the state, South Carolina. You click on the county, Charleston County, Berkeley County, whatever county you lived in your state, you apply. Now, some of those things, some states, if you go next to it, it may say waiting list. That means that they already, they're about to run out of money. But a lot of states across this country, they have rentals assistance available. Because I hate to say it, even my mother said it, there are going to be a whole lot of people on the street, homeless people on the street in tents. Because when I went to New Orleans, when it was going on I-10, I saw a lot of homeless. I saw this right before you get on the highway, which is so crazy. That's why I didn't drive to New Orleans, because highways and roads were so confusing. I was in the car, and I wasn't even driving. I was like, good God, this is crazy. And right before we got onto the I-10 or whatever, or it was all these tents under this bridge, like a whole bunch of them, like lined up, like, and I was like, God dang. Now I know if I drive around Atlanta, certain parts of Atlanta, under that Buford Highway curve or downtown Atlanta, I'm gonna see that too. So, but I saw that when I was in New Orleans, and I knew it was this one crazy person. She was sitting in the lobby. She was like, "Hi, what the fuck you want?" She looked like a fucking dude, but she looked like a fucking dude. Low haircut, dark skin complexion, kind of chubby, fat, and she was just sitting there, like sitting in the seat, and she was like, "Hi." I ain't saying nothing because I'm a friendly person, but if I don't know you or whatever, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Mm-mm. It takes a whole lot for me to be, just to be yapping with strangers, Now, if I was in a fun environment, like a party type environment and stuff, I'll be cordial, friendly, but just randomly talking to people, no. Unless we sitting there, we all in together, and I'm like, oh my God, this is big, Other than that, I don't really get all like that with people. And this person, she was just sitting in the lobby at the Regents, and I'm walking by with my food, and and you could tell they just, just sitting there. They wasn't no guests. They were not the guests. They were not in the hotel. They didn't work there. And I didn't say that, So I kind of figured it out. I said, this person just walked up the street and just somehow or another managed to get their way to be sitting there. As long as you don't bring your baggage, junk bags in the hotel or stuff, pretty much if you walk in there You can pretty much sit there. That's why I like sitting in public places too much. I be like, I gotta sit way, even before this little COVID thing, I can't be sitting all close to people. I'm like, I be trying to find me someplace where I'm sitting there all isolated. I can't sit on just random people. Can't do it. And then I'm sitting there like waiting on my sister to come and pick me up when I was in New Orleans in the lobby. And this person, she comes scratching herself, lifting up her shirt, looking all that. I was like, oh, I should have took out my camera and did a live stream then, but I was like, who want to see that? Like, ugly fucking monkey bitch. I know people say, girl, that's mean, but ugh. You know what? I realized I've been like this all my life. Even as a little girl, I used to tease people until I got teased and bullied. But I've been a bully and teasing people since I was young. And got teased and bullied too, but I was like, ugh, just tell me what you fucking want, Hey, I ain't saying nothing. She gonna say that 5-6 times at me. I would just sit there like roll my eyes, had my back turned. I was like, whatever. And then my sister Cassandra, she was it was like at the wedding. The family of the bride, they were nice, somewhat. They weren't really as friendly because I came up to them, introduced myself. I'm the aunt, Daryl's aunt, whatever. Introduced them to the bride, my new niece. And it was something that my sister Cassandra said. She kind of said it in a slick kind of way. She was like, you probably rolled your eyes and just she said, they probably looked at you. You probably just rolled your eyes and looked away or something. She said, what? I didn't catch it until about a few days later. I was like, wait a minute. My sister told me that I was, who? Tyson F. Who are you? Tyson F. You must be a new person. I ain't never seen your name before. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have to get at least 1,000 people by the end of the summer, y'all. I gotta get at least 1,000. Make this YouTube thing be worthwhile. But yeah, so my sister was like, you probably looked at them and rolled your eyes, I was like, probably did, Just like when I went to the doctor last week. Went to this new doctor, never seen him, never heard of him. I'm sitting there with the mask on, sitting in the chair. He comes in, he didn't say, hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so and so. And I'm sitting here, he was like, well, welcome to my chat, Tyson F. So, I was very standoffish because number one, then he gonna come up. Is there something wrong? Are you mad about something? No. If I'm mad about something, I'll let you know. I told him just like that. But thank you for subscribing, Tyson F. So, I was like, whatever. First of all, you didn't introduce yourself. You didn't, you sitting there as the whole time I'm there, he's on the computer putting in stuff, Well, you gotta follow my instructions about the diabetes and this, First of all, you only gave me a prescription. You ain't talking about nutrition. You ain't say about nutrition or nothing. So I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I know he'll give a damn. He's white too. He'll give a damn. So, whatever. I'll make my appointment with the OBGYN because he was supposed to do that too, but I didn't feel comfortable. To be honest, I didn't really feel comfortable him doing that type of exam with me, even though most male doctors, they're supposed to have a female nurse practitioner in the presence if they was to do that, but I didn't feel comfortable with him doing that. He didn't really do nothing. All he did was the basic standard, take the blood pressure, check your pulse, check inside your ear, look in your eye, open your mouth. What else? I told him some issues and concerns that I had. That's about it. That was it. And drew blood. And he didn't do that. It was the nurse practitioner. Well, come back in 3 weeks. So all you're going to do is go with the lab results in 3 weeks. I'm supposed to go and pick the prescription up for my diabetes, which I already still had some. I can't even tell if this was for the high blood pressure or this was diabetes. I can't even tell the difference in the pill because the damn label's all washed out. But so tomorrow I'm going to pick up my other prescription. I already had the same prescription, so I'm just gonna pick up my little prescription and start working out. I did cut the grass today. The grass was cut by this company I hired to come every 2 weeks. But when I got home, I saw they was already there, and they did an okay job. But I wouldn't say it was the best because they never did um, cut the weeds that was coming from the cracks. I said, wait a minute, they didn't even do this section. You know, I know one of the cars was parked, but the other one, I said nope. So I gave them a poor rating. They're gonna give me 30. They're gonna give me a 35% off on the next cut. So the next cut is a regular price. It's supposed to be $39, but they didn't cut the hedges on this that's above the garage. They didn't do the flower bed. They had all the weeds in there. So I said, you know what? Let me just find that charger and cut these weeds out of this flower bed myself sometime this week. So maybe I'll beg one of my neighbors if they have a long pole to cut down that tree that's on the side of the house. Other than that, so that's the only exercise I did, and I had my Fitbit on. So I did burn 20 minutes. I did do 20 minutes of cardio type of exercise with the Fitbit, because one thing about this Fitbit is that if I did any kind of thing, it's going to calculate if I burned any fat or calories or whatever. So, and I have a hill. I don't have a flat land on my front yard. Mine is like a hill. So, of course, I have to go up and push that electric mower with the, and it's electric, so it's light. So it's not like the other lawnmower I got where you got to actually push and be exerting more. But because I have that little hill and incline, I'm working my legs and working out. But come next week, when I work at Amazon, I'll be very curious to see what they're gonna have me doing. So I'm gonna give it one more round again, y'all, with this Amazon. But everything is automated and everything's supposed to be with computers and robots, so you're not supposed to be walking as much. I'll wait and see what happens. I'll let y'all know how that goes. But it's not as strenuous like it was because I'm not doing groceries. You know, when I tell you I did Amazon Prime, it was the groceries, you know, to go in that freezer and pick groceries. I'm not doing that. It's a fulfillment center. So up in Jefferson, which is like 40-something miles one way. I was like, God dang. So I'm not going to be driving my Black Panther all the way to Jefferson back and forth. I'm going to drive the Corolla since, you know, well, I'll interchange, put it that way. I'll interchange. So, but yeah, Amazon is looking for people too. Now, some places paying $15.50, but that's what I'll be paying. But if I work after midnight, they pay you $2 more. So, but I'm not working past midnight. I'm supposed to work from 2:30 in the afternoon to 6, and then Thursday, Friday. Not Thursday, Friday. Friday, Saturday is a double. It means I work 2:30 to 6, and then from 8 to midnight. So it'll take me an hour to get home. But I figure that's not bad, you know. At least I'm not working at 12 hours like I was. You know, when I was working before at the other facility, if I wasn't the social distance person standing up all day, I don't have to work from 6 p.m. till 7 the next morning, you know, and then you get these breaks and lunch in between. So Amazon doesn't have those type of schedules anymore where you working 10, 12 hours a day on your feet. They realize that they realize a lot of people wasn't able to keep up like that. You know, that was too much on your feet all that time. So they're not doing that. So I think they only have you work 4 hours and you can split it up or whatever, depending on if you want to work. If you want to work 32 hours a week, you pretty much are going to work a split double 2 days. And then the other days is 4 hours. So, and then if they need help or if they be busy, then I guess they'll ask for help. I'll find that out because I'm still in the process of either changing my schedule because this week I was thinking of changing it and change my start date and start around July and change the dates. But I'm going to see. I still have this whole week to revise or change the schedule. But so far, it looks like I'm going to keep what I got. And I'm not seasonal. I'm supposed to be permanent. So that means that I accumulate PTO time and all these other stuff. So I'm going to see if they're going to carry over from the previous time I had when I worked at Amazon, because I was only there a few months ago. It wasn't that long that I left. It was right around, what was it, November? Something like that. I don't know. It was something like that. But it's amazing how I was shocked when they called me on the automated system. They said, "So you be qualified." See, that's what they get. See, that's what I get. When I was working there the last time, I came to work every day. And when that dumb cracker called me on the phone talking about, well, you sure you weren't scanning and you ain't doing this and you. Don't call me on my other job talking no nonsense. Turn around, See, that's how, and let me tell you, Amazon, you never interview with anyone. You never interview. If you pretty much looking for something, now don't get me wrong. They do offer, 95% tuition. They pay 95% of your tuition for the people to go to school, regardless of what you want to get into. You don't pay for health insurance. That's free. And I think they use Blue Cross Blue Shield, if I'm not mistaken. And what else? And there's opportunities at Amazon, especially if you have especially if you go to school for certain things, especially like that data analytics or they have several positions up around the corner from where I live around the house, but they were only looking for people who were something dealing with health. Something with the health. I can't health. And then sometimes you do see positions that's like HR. So, and you always have flexibility to say, you know what, I quit, and then you wait. They let you come back. If I was to quit, and then I say, okay, I quit. I can't, I got time. I got things to do, blah, blah, blah. You just wait for you just wait till they got another opening. And then when they do, boom, that's it. But for some godforsaken reason, a lot of people, they just leaving jobs, leaving companies they worked at. Because I don't know what it is. Maybe the COVID or coronavirus and stuff, people are so used to staying home and there's so many ways of making money. Some people still do Uber Eats and food deliveries. I haven't really seen a lot of those videos of people doing that lately. Oh, I've been on here for an hour. But DJ, what you doing on here? Oh yeah, my roommate been quitting back and forth. What are you talking about? She was working where? Amazon or somewhere else? Cause let me tell you, let me see. I worked at home. I went to one in Smyrna. I went to this is my fourth round with Amazon in some form. You could really say 5 if you count being a flex driver when I was an independent contractor delivering those packages. So I've been with Amazon one time when I was Amazon Flex delivering the packages. When you had to you was independent contractor. I was an independent contractor, and this will be my fourth go round. Yep, this will be my fourth go round. DJ, which one did she work at? You remember? Was it the one in Smyrna, or was it East Point, or what? Where did she work at? Because I tell you, some of these people, when you work with them, they could be an ass. They could be a jackass. They really can. DJ, click on the link and see if you want to. Let me see. See if you're going to come on in here. You don't come on in this link. All right, y'all. That's the link again. It probably was the one in Jefferson, the one I'm going to. All right. Go ahead and join me. If you want to come out in the room, come on in the room. Click on the link. All right, click on the link in the StreamYard in the chat. If you want to come on as a guest, I'm going to give 3 minutes. If nobody comes on in 3 minutes, then my time is up. And then I'm going to go to bed. Gotta get up in the morning, sit here at this desk. Hopefully, I don't have to listen to that jackass come on in here talking about something. Besides, I need to be studying. Tomorrow, I'm going to study for my enrolled agent exam while I'm sitting here. Take some of those practice quizzes and stuff like that. I gotta take that test in September. There's 3 parts I gotta pass, so I need to start studying, being on a schedule. All right, if nobody comes on in the room in the next few minutes, I'm gonna go. Trying to give y'all some chances to come on in here. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's going on that I need to give an update on? I don't think there's anything else. So Tyson F, tell me, what do you do? How did you came across my channel anyway? I'm curious. I'm curious. Hey, there's 7 of y'all in here, but why I only see 3 people? Well, 4 people yapping. Not yapping, but that came on. Well, no, 4. Carlos, what you up to? What you been doing? Y'all about to come on in here and say something? Because I'm only going to be here for a few more minutes. DJ, you never did tell me what happened with the Kia. What happened to the Kia? Oh, you like the ship videos? Ooh, ship! What a time! I think I did ship for about a few weeks, right towards the end of the year, around Thanksgiving, and I was driving all over the place, all over the place. I was like, ooh, I would get up at 5 in the morning and I would get home around midnight, and I was doing all those different apps. I was doing ship, and then I would do Uber Eats somewhere in between, and then I was doing Grubhub, and those were the good old days. Let me tell you, I was making. If I had to add up all the money I made during that week, because I didn't really, because I had made money. Like I know I made like 700 something with ship, and probably about good 300 with Uber Eats and stuff. I did probably good over a little bit over 1,000 a week. A little bit over 1,000 a week. I think I made. Because I know I used to make at least 600 on a weekend, Saturdays, Sundays with Grubhub, And I wasn't working all day. I wasn't working on 10, 12 hours a day on Saturdays and Sundays. I did like a regular 7 hours. But see, I liked it when it was so, I knew where to go. I had, went to certain areas, and I just basically concentrated on that one small section of areas. But when I did ship, I was all over the place. I would go to one area, be so far off. I'm like, ooh. But I usually tend to be more in Sugarloaf, that country club where people have money. Oh, Deliv, man, Deliv went out of business last year. Deliv went under. They went look. I was killing it with Deliv. I think I was probably maybe one of the few people in Atlanta that was doing Deliv. Yeah, Deliv went out of business. Deliv, after a while, they even had a call center up in Roswell, Georgia and stuff. I tried to apply. They never heard nothing back. And oh yeah, the writing was on the wall with them. After a while, what was I doing? I would pick up blocks of time and things like that. Picked up people's packages and but I was driving a long ways. I drove a lot of hours, and that Kia at the time, took up a lot of gas because it was a sportier car and stuff. Yeah, that's what happened with Deliv. When I looked it up, I went in the group and they were saying it was like August. I want to say it was August of last year. It might have been the year before that. Yeah, they was in they went under. They didn't last too long. It was good when it was a good thing. They wanted to be bought out by some company, but it never worked out. The company just went under. And then with the COVID and all the stores and malls were closed, that was the end of that. And I think DoorDash was trying to replicate what Deliv was, picking up people's packages and stuff. But Amazon pretty much, when people order things now, you can go order things online, have it delivered to your door and stuff like that. Yeah. And another place that went, I haven't heard too much was Zifty. Zifty. I don't think they survived after that. After that little with that COVID thing, and they was in business for 15 years, and the drivers were actually employees at the time, and you had to pick up food, just like anything. And they were mostly concentrated downtown, so a lot of those restaurants went under and shut down and stuff. And yep. See, that's why I'm saying you can't put your heart and all your soul up in these companies and tears and all that kind of crap because they could go under like this. Don't be surprised, Amazon down the road, you know. Now, thing about Amazon, ain't no telling what's going to happen in the next 10 years, you know. It wouldn't make no difference to me because at that point I'll be 60, I'll be what, 62, 63. Everything will be automated. Everything will be, you know, the whole object of work and how work is done, that's going to change. That's going to change. And this economy, the way it is going now, with the inflation and stuff like that, and they just waiting for this collapse to happen, you know, price is going to be going high, wages not catching up to inflation, and, you know, they waiting for this collapse to happen. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just not going to be the same, you know. That's why I said, for those, what's this? Hold on, y'all. Let me respond to something real quick. Okay, I've always got these ventures going on. It's this company called Neighbor, and you could pretty much help people store their stuff either in your house or garage. So I got this text from this person. He said he's a small business looking to store long-term storage for a company. He provides lawn care services like mowing, trimming, and blowing. And he's willing to pay $225 a month for a 6 by 10 space. Well, if he responds and tells me somebody asked me to store their boat, and I was like, I don't think a boat could fit in my garage. Even, you know. Hey, Marjorie Country Club. How long has it been since you drove people around? Man, I stopped driving people around. Let me see. In 2019 Halloween or day after Halloween, 2019. That was the last time I drove people around. And after that, I was doing food. Man, I stopped driving people around. I want to say that first year. Matter of fact, it might have been that first year when I signed up with Uber. That first year, it was like 2016. I left, and then the summer It started in 2016. And I think I did it like in 2017. But then that's when Uber Eats came around. And I said, oh, I'm going to do food. I ain't doing people. I don't think I did people that long. I think the minute Uber Eats came around, that's when I did it. When they first came out. When they first came, that's when I did it. That's when I found out about the other food deliveries. So I didn't do people that long. If I did people, it might have been a few months, but it was mostly during the day. I tried doing that when they had these big promotions, and I would get up early in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, hit my way towards Decatur, because see, at the time Uber was not. How this thing came in my house, got the window wide open. So see, I did Uber when they were only limited into the Midtown, Buckhead, in town Atlanta only. They weren't spread out to the suburbs like they were now, where all the black folks, Mexicans, and everybody else live. And then they started expanding to the suburbs, and then they started doing that fast food stuff. I was like, oh hell no. I knew when they started doing that. I said, hell, that's when the rates were low. When it was in town, everybody who ever lived in Atlanta, everybody came into that inner city of Atlanta when they did Uber. Well, even when they did Uber Eats. See, they didn't have it spread out all over the place. Clayton County, Henry County, Stone Mountain, Decatur. They didn't, well, parts of Decatur they did. They didn't have it spread out in Lawrenceville, all over the place for the general masses. These were in town, Buckhead, Midtown, where people had money, disposable income, where rates was over $1 per mile to pick people up. You would pick someone up, they were going to the airport. Those were the good old days. And when they started taking 20, it was from 20% to 25% to 35%. I think now it's 40% that they take now. But the rates went down from it was like $1.70 something cents a mile or whatever. And it was pretty good, put it that way. It was pretty good. So I think I stopped doing people 18, 16. I want to say 2017 might have been the most. It might have been a few months. But whenever Uber Eats came around, that's when I kind of stopped doing people. Yeah, it was good money. You didn't have to drive all kind of crazy you didn't have to drive all crazy and stuff, all day, every day to make money. When I started seeing people started, making these videos, YouTube videos, showing their money. I made 2,000 something this week, And when the big YouTube people who was making money like that, when they got kicked off, like Gio, the bearded one, the one in Chicago, and he was, doing Uber and Lyft and flashing his phone and how much money he made and all that kind of crap. And all these people were driving, doing Uber. They were promoting their referral code. Now, I did get a couple people referred to do it, but I didn't refer it on my app. I referred it by people I know that I actually worked with. That's how I got my referrals. I was telling people about it, people I knew at work or whatever, and they started doing it. And some people, the last person I had a referral for, she got into a car accident, and she only had 3 more rides to go before I was getting my bonus, and she got into a car accident up 78. I was like, God damn. I was wondering why. I said, all of a sudden it stopped. I saw that she was doing it. And all of a sudden I said, well, how come what happened? Next thing you know, I went to work, and she said she got into a car accident and stuff. And, oh my God. So, but I did like doing people. But like I said, I was the person who picked up housewives or people who were, just the people who stay at home moms, go to Decatur and they said they usually go to the doctor's appointment. That was it. And occasionally I may, do that airport run. And then I had this one customer, he worked in Tucker, but lived all the way in Kennesaw. I used to get paid $50-something with him. That was minus the fees. It was this African guy. The company paid for him to go home with the Uber, and I would go right around his job. He said, "Oh, I'll see you at such and such a time." And I went up there and picked him up. I did that for like a whole month. He was my customer. I went all up to Kennesaw, and I worked my way down. Once I got up there past Kennesaw, I worked that area. And then I started, work my way down to Marietta, did the food deliveries, did that. So every time as I was going home, as I was making my way home, I was making money. There was no mileage to be wasted. I made money for everything that I did. That's how I did it, strategically. And that was it, though. I still kept records of my money that I made. Every time I got to pay statements, I kept track of everything. That's how I got that PPP, not PPP. That's how I got that Ely grant. I kept track of all the money I made. And I told them when they called me, and they was like, they said, "Well, you said you made 12,000 something. And I don't see it on the 1099 or the 1099 statement, because I didn't make $600 or more. If I did, it wasn't. I told them, I said, I got records of all of my income. And you don't want to just do that just to keep track to get some stimulus money. You want to keep track of your money that you made. So when it's time to file your tax return, you have records of what you've made. Because you may not always get a 1099 from some of these companies. They're only going to give you a 1099 you made over $600. And sometimes they make it so hard to get to 1099, but you want to keep track of your own income, how much money you made throughout the year, how much money you made, how much expenses you have, So it's time to file your tax return, and it's not even so much for taxes, even if you try to apply for government assistance of some sort, So you want to keep track of. And you want to know how much money you made so you can know how to budget yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of these jobs now, they're going to resort to being a 1099. They're going to be hiring these third-party companies to try to hire people to take calls for AT&T, Sprint, or whatever, and they're not trying to pay nothing. What time is it? I've been on here long enough. All right, ain't none of y'all coming on to my live stream today. So I'm going to end it. So please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm going to be more consistent with my channel now. So anybody that needs assistance and government assistance, I'm going to try to do some more research. How do you calculate the miles? Oh, I keep track of my miles on this app called Stride. So there's two things you could do. If you want to calculate your miles or calculate your actual expense. So one, you may want to calculate your miles. It's 57 cents a mile. But the IRS will let you either calculate your miles or they'll let you calculate your actual expenses, meaning that you calculate what you spend in oil changes, repairs, car washes, tires, fixing your car, anything like that. So you have to choose which one will benefit you. Now, for me, when I did my taxes and my Schedule C, I had two different businesses. I did the food deliveries, and then I did the merchandising gigs. So depending on how many type of businesses you have, you could actually do one for miles for one business if you're doing food deliveries. units or whatever. But say you do the other jobs I've been telling people about, I've been keeping it a little secret. When I was doing the merchandising gig jobs, I would go to different stores, check pictures and stuff. I take miles. I choose miles for that too. But when I start doing my work from home as technical support or customer support for a company, then I could take the actual expenses, meaning I take the square footage of my room, because I do have a home office. My expenses is the utilities that I spend, gas, water. When I remodel this house, maintenance and stuff, I could take the actual expense. So depending on what I do is I calculate the miles on this app called Stride, and I keep track of my miles that way. But if I choose the actual expense, I have to think about, okay, I know I spend a lot of money on tires, gas, this, that, or whatever, then I could take the actual expense. And then it takes it, then it will calculate the percentage. So whichever one comes out more, then that's the one you would choose. You can also just keep track of your miles just by keeping it in a book. Like if you go out and about, by the time you reach your odometer, that's the easier, that's one easiest way. Take your beginning odometer reading, and then you write it down. And then at the end, yes, you can take the miles or the actual expenses. But you only get 57 cents a mile. So that's not a lot, but unless you do a lot of driving, then you could just take the miles. And then take the depreciation on your vehicle or your car or any assets that you have. So for me, I could depreciate the car. I could depreciate this computer. I bought me a printer, office expenses, chair, not working from home as an employee, but as a independent contractor. So, but if you're Uber driver and all that stuff, the IRS is already going to expect that you're going to be calculating your miles. But a lot of people don't keep track of their miles. They say, I got my Uber statement. It shows the mileage. That's only showing the mileage when you're on the clock. That didn't calculate the miles going back home. So you're welcome. So, so what I'm going to be doing for my channel, I may just create another channel. I do have another channel, but it's not really nothing on there. Hold on a second. So, it all depends which is going to come up greater as an expense for you. Oh, I bought me a printer. It didn't cost me that much money. This Epson printer that I got sitting on a chair at that. It was on Office Depot was going out of business out there at Snellville, one of the locations. That's when I bought this one. I want to say it was like $180 something. It's a pretty good one, nothing fancy, just small. Let me see if I could show y'all. Look. Uh-oh. See? Can you see it? God dang it. I was trying to it's hooked up to the monitor. It's an Epson. It's not this. It don't do no faxing. It just prints. That's all I needed. I just needed a basic printer. Nothing big. Cheese lips. Oh boy, I'm ready to go. Yep. I think in this economy, a lot of people are gonna need to do a lot of different little gigs, not driving your car to death, because what I was reading, the price of used cars has gone up so much, and the supply of used cars is almost like, I ain't gonna say non-existent, but your credit and the price of used cars has gone up so much. $3 a gallon. You got that right. But it's gone down a little bit around here. It's been like 280 something. Yeah, a lot of these places, the price of used cars has gone up because the interest rates is, gone high for people to buy a car. So it's kind of, sketchy with that. And I'm glad I bought my little SUV when I bought it, because I don't know what's going to be. It depends if any hurricanes happen. And they already said the delivery of gas has been a little bit sketchy because so many of these refinery companies, they don't have enough drivers to deliver the gas. So that's one of the problems they was anticipating last year. They were saying that was going to happen. So, and hopefully no computer glitch will not occur this summer. Because let me tell you the reason why I found out on Southwest Airlines Tuesday. Remember I told you I don't know, y'all gotta hear the story from before, but Southwest Airlines, when I left New Orleans, I was supposed to leave New Orleans at 12:05, and they gave me $500. Oh, I got me a Rogue, a 2020 Rogue Black. What? Tell the story. All right, I'm gonna tell the story. It's gonna be 10 minutes. So y'all know I went to New Orleans this past weekend. Last weekend. Was it last? No, it was last week. It wasn't this week. It was last week. And I was supposed to leave at 12:05 from New Orleans to go back to Atlanta. And they said they needed 6 volunteers, 4 or 6. I think it was 4 volunteers, and you get like a flight voucher. Because they said they overbooked. So I said, shoot, I ain't no rush to get home. So I went there, volunteered. I was the second person in the line. I got $500 travel voucher for Southwest Airlines to use anywhere in Southwest Airlines flights in a year. So I said, shoot, I could wait another hour and a half and get the next, and take the next flight out. So I did that. So the other flight came, it's supposed to go to Orlando. It didn't go straight to Atlanta. So that flight was full. Me and the other people who were supposed to go to Atlanta. We sit there, I finally sit down. For those who are connected to Atlanta, please take your belongings in your bags. Come with us to off the flight. I'm like, what? So I get off. They said they're going to connect us to a direct flight because they said that we weren't going to make the connecting flight at 5:00 because by the time that plane was to leave New Orleans to go to Orlando, we weren't going to be able to connect in time. Whatever, right? So I said, whatever. Okay. So what time the direct flight would leave New Orleans to Atlanta? They said 5:55, 6:00 basically. So we get off. They gave me my little $500 voucher. Then I'm sitting there, and they were saying the plane that we were on. They said they had to ground the plane or something, whatever. They was trying to say weather. Weather? I'm like, I'm looking at my phone. I ain't see no damn weather issues. So 6 o'clock come. 6 o'clock come and gone. Oh, it's gonna be delayed. It's gonna be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock come. 8:15 come and gone. 8:30. Oh, it's gonna be 9. So I didn't leave New Orleans until 10 o'clock Central Time. The flight is only an hour and 10 minutes. So we finally get off. I finally get home at midnight. We got landed in Atlanta at 12:05 midnight. I had to hurry up, make sure that the MARTA train was still running because I didn't park at the airport. I parked at the Kensington train station off Memorial Drive, parked all the way over there. I didn't get home until 2:40 a.m. I was so tired. I was so sleepy. I went and called Southwest Airlines because I said they could have let us stay on that flight to Orlando and connect to Atlanta from Orlando rather than waiting that long time. I was there all day. I got to the airport at 10:30 that morning after I had to kind of ask my sister, that lives in Albany, Georgia, her and her partner, they're already home. They got home at 8:30 because it was raining. Now I understood it was a thunder. It was a bad weather storm because it started raining where I was at, but I could hear over the loudspeaker my nephew and his bride, my new niece, they were going to Vegas, and they supposed to drive from L.A. to Vegas. So I hear on the loudspeaker that I'm texting my nephew because at that point he was supposed to be at the airport at 4:30. So he says, "Oh, we're on the plane, but we've been sitting on the plane for 20 minutes and this and that, and there's a delay." So they were sitting on the plane for 20 minutes on the plane, not even sitting outside. So I heard that they finally left. It was about 8 something. And I look outside, I'm like, what? It's raining and stuff. So I said, it can't be the weather. It has to be something else. Then they said that they had to grab all the planes in Southwest Airlines because they said that it was something with the towers, the navigation or whatever. So all the planes had to be grounded. So when I finally got to Atlanta, I'm walking to the airport, had to hurry up, make sure I didn't miss my MARTA. I wasn't going to take Uber or nothing like that. I see these long lines at Southwest Airlines. People going to Vegas and stuff. I passed by different gates. So all these lines had these long ass lines of people. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? Then these other 3 girls, they were sitting across from me. They said they were there all day. And then they said when they got to Atlanta, they had to catch a flight 7:30 in the morning, Monday morning, for them to go home. And they lived in Tennessee somewhere. Somewhere they said they lived at. I was like, hell no. So Tuesday, I couldn't get a hold of Southwest Airlines on the phone. They said it was a 67-minute wait on the phone to get a hold of someone. When I finally got a hold of someone, it was the wrong. They told me to call this number to customer relations and this and that or whatever. I said, I'm going to get me another $500 from them because they inconvenience me in a way. So I heard on Tuesday that they had a computer glitch with Southwest Airlines that they canceled all the flights Monday, Tuesday, and I think they did cancel it on Wednesday. So I was like, oh my God, really? So that means that those people who had a connecting flight Sunday night, which was Monday because midnight was Monday, that means if you had to connect somewhere, you got stuck in the airport at Atlanta with nowhere to go. They told me when they gave me those other people their vouchers, they said if your plane is delayed by such and such number of hours, we'll put you in a hotel. And technically, if I had stood there, if they didn't leave when they said they left, I would have to stay in New Orleans the whole day on Monday. But luckily, I was able to get that last flight. I do believe that last flight to New Orleans, going back to Atlanta, that would have been the last flight out because there was no other flights leaving anywhere. And I think all those people got stuck. Well, I had a job at that stupid Maximus. That means I would not be able to get to work. They already had 16 hours where even though I told them before I got hired that I had some way to go. So they already have attendance infraction because of that. I was like, so I already had 16 hours of fraction for going to the wedding. And then I'm going to leave early Sunday to go to the Amazon to that thing. They don't let you use another airline because, let me tell you, because all the other airlines were booked. All the other ones, United, even Spirit. I look out the window, even Spirit was taken off. I was like, really, Spirit? The $49 flight? Man. So they let you can't use another airline. They used to do that, but you can't do that no more. At one point, you used to be able to do that, but 9/11 put an end to all that. You can't. They're not as flexible. You can't do the things you used to do back in the day. Now, nope. You can't say, okay, we're gonna put you on Delta. They don't have those contractual agreements like they used to. Shoot, I was better off going with their Spirit. I was better off going with the other one. What's the other low budget airline? Yeah, they used to let people do that, but I'm telling you, back 9/11 and security and TSA and all that, they put a stop to that. You used to be able to go and say, oh, okay, we have a part. They don't do that no more. They do not do that no more. So Tuesday when I heard the news, because even my aunt, yeah, I got the $500 to boot to get booted out of my original flight, which was 12:05. It left on time, and I would have got home at 1:22. So I did that because it was only an hour and a half wasn't going to bother me. I wasn't rushing to get home anyway. So that's what I'm going to do, Colis. I was going to do a meetup. If y'all wanted to do a meetup, I was going to do a meetup. I was looking Southwest Airlines, where they flew, and I was going to do a group trip and use my little $500. And then that, I also have some the Southwest airline miles too. That's exactly what I'm going to do, Colis. I said, I'm not going to use this random voucher. It's like a debit card. It's not a debit card. It's like a credit. So it's not like one-time use. So it's $500 credit. That means if I book a flight somewhere, that's 200 something round trip. I'm going to do that. And then you got to have to drink something tropical for me. I'm going to try. But I'm gonna use that voucher. I took a pic. They said don't lose it because if you lose the voucher, that's it. Once you lost it, they can't retrieve it back. So I took a picture of it, and then I'm sure I'm gonna use that $500 voucher. Now I don't know if I'm gonna use it anytime soon this summer because I was reading today that U.S. Airlines was it U.S. Airlines? U.S. Airlines canceled several of their trips, several of their flights during the summer. They canceled a lot. I was like, what? So I sure did look at that thing about that voucher. I could do at least 2 flights with that. If I do 2 flights, I could do two round trip flights with that. Because the object is to make your reservation and try to get that one of those flyaway rates because these airlines bumped their dumb head when they finally opened up. Oh, trust me, they ain't giving no money away. They ain't giving no money. They had to, because what happened? Nobody volunteered and said nobody ain't getting up this plane. They ain't giving it away. Trust me. They always do that. They always overbook flights because most of the time, a lot of people don't show up, or some people change their flights. And I was going to change my flight. I was really thinking about that. The day before, I would try to call Southwest Airlines so I could change my flight to a later flight because I wanted to spend more time in New Orleans with my sister. Now, even though the other one was leaving to go home, I wanted to leave later. I was trying to stay later. That's what I was trying to do because my intentions was not to go that quick. No, mm-mm. Nope. Ain't nothing crazy happened. All I knew was Southwest Airlines, they were rude as hell with those flight attendants. I was like, what is this? The old crew going back home? It was like this old black man, this old white man, and I think they had this one young flight attendant. I was like, he was like, all right, now everybody drop anything on the floor. I ain't picking it up, and then make sure you pick it up off the floor just the way you got it. I was like, well, goddamn. Everybody shoved up on the seat, and if somebody drops something, you think you supposed to pick it? I mean, yeah, I would have picked it up. Yeah, I'll pick it up if I could reach for it. But if you were all packed up in your seat like that, how you supposed to bend down and go all under the seat? You like, I ain't gonna do. What is, nigga? What you gonna do? What do you do? My God, I was like rude. You would think you'll get a better, you'll be happy that you got your job back, but they talking all crazy and stuff. You know, if we give you something, you put something, give something back. He wasn't talking to me like that, but I was like, ugh. I said, first y'all leave real late, then you get an attitude about walking up and down the aisle with a plastic bag and collecting the little stale ass not even peanut, it wasn't even peanuts, trail mix, all stale up. I'm like, nasty. And then they still give you the little cup of, and then they give you a cup of soda. You don't even got that much choice. It was Coke, Diet Coke, 7 Up, and water. They didn't even give you a whole thing of water if you ask for water. They don't give a cup of water and leave the other half of it in the can. They're cheap ass. Yes. I mean, I wasn't expecting a whole can of soda and stuff, but good God. And then you would think, we ain't got no ice. Yeah, how you know the Deja Blue water? Half a can, not even a half. That little cup is probably what, 8 ounce? They always been like that. I mean, I remember one point in time, airlines used to give you a whole can of soda. And they used to give you the good cookies, the brisket, the little 2 cookies and stuff. Man, that cheap ass, stale ass trail mix. And then nothing in the bag. Nasty airlines. I don't know what too much they done, but I mean the flight going there, the person was, the flight attendants, they was okay, but they this one black guy, he was kind of, he's gay black guy, he was kind of pandering the little white boy, you know, and I asked, no, it was the other Mexican guy or Hispanic guy. I asked him, can I have to get something to drink? Well, we ain't giving out beverages yet. We ain't doing that yet. You got, something. I was like, but you just gave the Indian woman who sat in front of me when the Indian guy asked her for a drink. She gave her a cup of water. But when I asked for something, he was like, well, we ain't giving it out yet. I was like, you know what? I don't know. I just saw him give something to the previous person in front of me, and I asked for water, and I needed to take my medicine. Ugh. I was like, you know what? I wasn't even trying to drink a whole bunch of stuff because I didn't want to keep getting up, going to the bathroom, and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, it was the most worst service ever. and I won't say worse, but I know you can't control certain things like the tower situation or whatever, but dang, you would think they would be a little bit more cordial or we apologize for the delay. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not even go the second round of giving you something to drink. How you gonna be in the airport for 12 hours and you could at least, they could at least done that, you know? But trust and believe, if I had to wait 75 minutes on the phone with Southwest Airlines to make my complaint, that's how you go to social media. So I said, you know what, maybe I have to do that. But trust and believe, if they're gonna hear about this. They say you can write to us. So I said, well, shoot, maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Write them a letter. Write them directly, email. They're gonna give me something for inconvenience. And even if they had all those issues, technical issues, there ain't no way to act like that. What you ain't gonna do, this and that or whatever. So my little $500 voucher, that better, when I use it in a few months, I better not get no issues. Better not get no issues. I take a picture of the vouchers. I got the vouchers in my purse. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna use mine. And I ain't gonna forget either. My mother had a voucher for an airline one time, went on a trip somewhere and had all this inconvenience, and they gave her a voucher and she never used it. I was like, oh man, you let the thing expire. So, and I want to say it was Southwest Airlines that she took because I think at the time we were planning a trip to go somewhere. Where are we going? Texas? I think we had a it had to been Texas because my mother lived in New York, so there's no way we were gonna drive. So yeah, I think I got her to take Southwest Airlines and something happened and it was a mess. And I think they gave her a voucher and it was something. Remember that time I told y'all the story with the car rental? It was also an issue with the car rental place. And it was also with the airline that she took, and that was a mess. I think they gave her a voucher and she never used it. And I don't think my mother would never fly Southwest Airlines. I think if she had to go on a flight somewhere, she would use them. And I think once I use that little $500 voucher, I'm gonna be switching mine to Delta. The only way how I go with Southwest Airlines, I do have to. The only reason why I would fly Southwest Airlines is because bags fly free. You could take 2 bags of a certain size on the plane. All the other ones you gotta pay, and I'm not paying an extra $50, $100 per bag to get on nobody's flight. So, and Southwest Airlines has expanded their services to like the Caribbean, my foot. Caribbean, Mexico, Aruba, and it's not that bad of a flight. But then I also saw Spirit goes to certain places in the islands too. But by the time you go on Spirit, you have to pay to print the ticket. You got to pay for the bag per bag. By the time you do all that, sound like Southwest. Oh no, Southwest would never go that low. It would never go that low. I just think that this trip was probably one of the worst experience ever. I like Southwest, but I've never, I flew Southwest when it was Air South. And then at one time it was AirTran. AirTran, that flight crashed into Florida. It was AirTran. And then it changed, then it was Southwest. But one of the other discount thing was Air South. Air South that was the shit then. It was like $50 or something like that to go to Atlanta to Columbia, South Carolina. It was real inexpensive. When I did Southwest Air and AirTran was not that bad. Price wise, yeah, that's it. Frontier is the other one. Frontier is the other one. Frontier is the other one. I've never been on Frontier, but yeah, I just saw something on the news. They said, like I said, all these other airlines. I don't know. This summer they're gonna be canceling a whole lot of flights because of the gas situation, of the delivery, of the gas situation, and they still not really open for COVID. I don't know. I'll wait on that one. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere this summer. Nothing that requires me to get on no plane. But if I wanted to go somewhere real, if I want to go someplace like get on a plane, I have to go someplace that could be like 3 days. Get me a little get me a little carry-on bag, roll up your clothes, because you ain't gotta take a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's gonna be a minute because all these airline places, everybody jump to get on a plane and want to go somewhere and overbooked. They only have so many. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a full flight all the way there, coming and going. Oh yes, you have to wear a mask as you go through that TSA line and stuff. Nope. And they said right there before they took off, they said if you didn't want to wear no mask, you could get off the plane. They weren't having that Karen moment. I ain't wearing that mask. You won't wear no mask, you gonna be left behind at that gate, out the airport, out of the airport at that. So you have to wear a mask. There ain't no questions, ain't no ifs, and buts. Before you even go through that TSA gate, as you go around that little circle, around that little loop, everybody had a mask, and they had masks for people who ain't got one. So if you ain't had no mask, they had one for you. It was the cloth one, that too. It wasn't that the blue mask, it was the cloth. I think I got 3 of them. That white, heavy cloth. So you can act a fool if you want and talk about you ain't wearing no mask. Your ass will be like, come with us, get your bag. They ain't got no problems leaving you. And I was wearing my mask. You think I was in the middle too? I managed to get a aisle lane, but when nope, had my mask covered, all covered. Sure did. Surely did. What if you took it off? What, on the plane or at the airport or both? I mean, if you took it off, to drink that little stale soda and that little stale snacks they gave you, you could probably take it off, but not just take it off just to be not having it on at all. The only people who had no mask if you was a child. Other than that, everybody had their mask on. Like I said, you could have your mask. If you didn't have your mask off, if you drinking something like that, they ain't talking about you just sitting there like nothing on your face and you just sitting there. No. But while you on that plane, you got that mask on. Your face is covered. And I said, even when they said they was taking the orders for your drinks, you could point to what you wanted. So you have to have your mask on even if you order. So if you wanted to order something, you have to point which drink you want. Coke, Diet Coke, 7-Up or water. And they didn't serve no alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, so it didn't bother me. They didn't serve alcohol. So after that last incident with the person was on that plane, punched that flight attendant in the face a couple weeks ago, they stopped serving alcohol at Southwest Airlines. Matter of fact, I think it happened on Southwest Airlines. Told her about wearing a mask or something. She punched in the face, and it was a Mexican, a Hispanic woman named. Sure did. Y'all want to see the picture of my nephew and my sister in their wedding portrait? See if y'all can see that. Y'all can see that? Look at that picture. That's my sister, my nephew, and my new niece, Abrielle. I will show y'all the see some of y'all who was on the Facebook Live when I did the wedding. If y'all on my Facebook group, y'all saw the wedding and the pictures before I made it private. But yeah, that's the picture. I'm gonna go to Walgreens and take a picture of that. That's a pretty picture. Y'all see it? Let me see. I'm trying to see if I see some other pictures. This is me and my sisters. I'm gonna print that out too. That's my sister Cassandra. The one in the middle is the mother of the bride, as y'all know, Linda, and of course me. Cola's gonna be going nowhere. Cola's be staying right there in Florida. Well, Coldest, I need to do a meetup group trip. I've been talking about this meetup group trip for 3 years. But every time, let me show you another picture. Let me show you one last one. See, that little baby, that's my grandniece. She's so shy. Sadie. That's Sadie. She would not let nobody see her or even look at her. She'd be crying. But she always in the grandfather's arms. But she used to the other family side. Yeah, my mother didn't make it to the wedding. She said she didn't feel comfortable in the crowd and COVID and stuff, so she didn't go. Then my mother had another engagement to go to do that Sunday, so she wanted to get a flight where she was able to go that same day and leave the same day. So she wasn't able to go. But I did share it on Facebook until I took it down. So I do have a video of it. Oh my God, I look so fat in these pictures. I need to lose weight. This is my niece, Brianna. That's the one that graduated from high school. Remember when I was in Texas, in Houston, a couple years ago? That's my niece, the one that graduated, and that was in that hot ass 1,000 degrees Houston. Remember that when I was in a hotel? That was when I had long hair. My hair was long then. This is me when I went to the when I was in the lobby at the hotel with all those different masks in the background. I looked slimmer in this picture. Oh, that dress made me look round. Ooh, I need to lose some weight. See, I did have my mask on, y'all. See, I like one of that. But thank you. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell y'all. Y'all see this little thing on the back of my truck? Secret shopper. So anyway, you know those things you see people drive around with the sticker on the back of the car. So anyway, I had signed up for that. It was like $19.99, and then you put the sticker. So every month, I take a picture of the sticker that I still got on the car, and I get like residual income, passive income from it. So I'm curious to see how much money I'm gonna get the first month so far. But it's like they say you can make about at the end of the year. They said the average most people make is like, they said $2,500 at the end of the year. You know, it's like you don't get paid a whole lot, but I'm curious to see what the first one will be. But I'm gonna talk about that. You know, and I get paid through PayPal. So I guess every little penny or every little dollar you make or whatever you get, especially when I do all these gift cards. I've been doing all these different things with how to make money with receipts, taking pictures of your receipts, and you get points to accumulate for gift cards. And that is a good thing to do because I bought a bunch of gift cards in the last few months. Even no, let me take that back. These gift cards were prizes from from Intuit, but I've also done a lot of things with your grocery receipts, and you accumulate. You either get points or you get dollars, and you accumulate it, and then it adds up to like $100, 150, $200 a month, and you get like different gift cards. And then I'm trying to accumulate mine for to the end of the year and see how much gift cards that I could get through these points. So I'm going to do a video on that so I could kind of share some of these little things and tactics that I've been doing, especially with these prices going up so high with groceries and, going to the store and, maybe I could get an EBT card since I'm supposed to be unemployed. You know what? I'm going to see. Because technically, I already filed my unemployment claim. I'm waiting for the Department of Labor. I wonder if they can let me get SNAP again because I filed for unemployment. Because technically, Intuit is my primary job, because that's the job I make the most money on and I can get overtime. And since that job ended and they gave me the separation notice, no, because see, they're gonna see my income from Maximus in the system. And then once I get a paycheck from from Amazon, they're gonna show that too. They say, well, it shows here because when you go to apply for SNAP or food stamps, man, you get that first check and you sit down. They already know you got paid. They say, oh, you got a $340 check from Amazon. They know you make money. And then they'll tell you you can get a SNAP card or food stamps card. So all I'm telling y'all right now, for those who doing Instacart and Uber and Uber Eats and all these food delivery apps, y'all better start looking for a regular job, because if all these restaurants, first jacking up the prices, and two, they shut down because some of those restaurants, especially the more private ones that used to be really good when it came to doing Uber Eats and Grubhub back in the day, there's no way they'd be able to survive. There's no way. And one, if they probably can't even stay open because they can't even find people to work. They like I ain't trying to say be funny, but I couldn't work in fast food. But if I was the one who really needed a job and someone got on my damn nerves and I said, you know what, I need to do something, I'll go to a restaurant. I really would. If I could work at Domino's doing pizza deliveries, trust me, I could work at a restaurant somewhere, especially if it's making tips. Because see, having money and no money is a big difference, let me tell you. And when you got bills to pay, sometimes you have to humble yourself. I think maybe to some extent I probably have to humble myself. Not lower my standards, but humble myself in terms of like, I ain't gonna have to curse nobody out. I ain't gotta whatever. I just don't say nothing. I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Because they only getting paid $1 more than I'm getting paid. If not that, if 50 cents more. And if some people want to feel they trying to throw their authority around to make them feel good, trust me, you ain't too far behind me when they say this contract ends, and that's it. See, I already worked the majority of my life. I'm trying to pay off my little house, pay off this little mortgage, try to pay off these student loans, but I don't know. At this point, whatever happens, happens. 10 years or whatever that time frame is with that student loans, once that time frame is up, they were like, oh, all right, you've been on this student loan plan for these number of years. It's time you're now finished. And I'm on that type of plan. And all I know in terms of what the economy is going to look like, every time I turn around on YouTube or news, they like, oh, the economy, this and that, inflation, when is it going to crash? They're just waiting for this. They're just waiting for this market to crash. Everything's supposed to crash. I don't know. I mean, I assumed I've been through it, especially in growing up, during this, I was like 1968 baby. So when they had these 70 crack, these 70s, when they had issues in the 70s and stuff, I was a little girl. And then, 1987 or 88, something, I don't know. There's these time periods, year 2000 and 2000, the 2008 last economic crisis and stuff happened in 2008. And I was like kind of figuring it out, was it really that bad? All I remember at the time, because I bought my house on the last economic downturn, I remember, the price that I bought it for, this house was one. This house was like 189, 160. What was it? 169 when it was built. And then when I bought it, the person who bought this house, he worked at Kraft. He was an executive at Kraft, and he lost this house in a foreclosure. Some white man bought it at an auction for 89,000. I bought this house for 119. I put, the little 5% down or whatever, but the FHA loan, and this house appraised at 130 when I bought it, and now it's worth 210,000 or something. It said 200. That's what they said, but I don't know. But it's at least 200. So the way I look at it, I just need to pay off this mortgage as soon as I can in these certain time frames, in these certain time periods while I'm still working. And, while I'm still working and got some equity in this house, pay off this day HOA fees that I owe. And because you know what? In a blink of an eye, it seems like every 10 years, you would think, oh my God, I remember when I turned 40, and I just remember these milestones, like when you turn 16, 18, 25, 40. And then when you get that 50, I'm 52, I'll be 53. So it's kind of like, I remember I said, I'll be another half a century. I'll be another decade in my life. At 50, I'm going to have a big birthday party. I'm going to do this. I never did that. I have not threw myself a 50th birthday party. But, God willing, I live to see 65 or the next milestone or even tomorrow. I was talking to my aunt the other day. I called her on the phone. I ain't spoke to her in a minute, but she was on Facebook and stuff, commenting on the pictures and the wedding and things like that nature. And one of the things I had mentioned to her was like, I talked about the dream I had a few years ago that I was like, it was like the year 2045 or something like that. I was a very old woman. I was sitting on my grandmother's porch, and across, and I looked out. I was talking to these other grown kids. These were like my cousins who have babies now. They were grown, and I was talking to them about the family history. And I was telling them about Nelson Hill, like my great grandparents, they lived up the road, and the property we were on, and all around me, it was like a suburb. Like it was like, it wouldn't even look like country anymore. It was like we was some reason we would manage to stay on that land, and all around us it was like very city-like. And I was talking somehow I was on a porch, sitting in a chair talking to these grown people who were not even my cousins, like the ones I know. They were like grown kids. And I was talking to them about the family because I had a good discussion with my grandmother. See, I'm the oldest. So she says, you're the oldest, and you make sure you do this and that. There were certain things she told me. And I always try to find my purpose in life. Is what, I didn't have any children. And I'm not trying to cry because every time I get emotional about certain things, and I always try to say, what is my purpose in life? I'm not talking about purpose in terms of a job, like, oh, this is your job. That's a job. But your purpose in life, what is it meant for, to do? A lot of people think their purpose is to be a parent and have children and stuff. Yeah, that's what that may be your purpose, but is that truly your full true purpose? No, you say never too late, but it's too late in terms of biological children, like giving birth. And as much as people keep telling me you can still get pregnant now, I don't know. But now I found I had high blood pressure and I'm diabetic. I would have to get my total shape my total health 1,000% turnaround for me to even think about doing that. And so I was like in this dream, I was telling about the family and history and keeping the record. So I told my aunt we should do a time capsule and do a time capsule where people can have recollection of items, put it on, get a time capsule on the land of my grandparents and open it up in a certain year. She said, "Oh, that's a great idea." So because to me, one thing I started to notice in my family, when my grandfather was alive, he was the fun grandparent. He was the one that loved to laugh. He loved to have gatherings and get-togethers at Christmas. And I mean, Christmas was my grandfather's holiday. You couldn't say nothing. Christmas and just going to South Carolina with my grandparents and the laughter. And it wasn't so much the gifts. And it was like everybody was there. Everybody was home. Now, when my grandfather passed away, as the years went by, my cousins and stuff, they got older. They had their own children. People didn't come home like they used to. You know, it would be like my Aunt Shirley, who always come every Christmas on holiday because she was a New York City school teacher, so she had the whole winter off. And my mother, me, maybe one of my other uncles, and the other two, they lived across the field. So one went to the in-laws' house, and one stayed in the house. So it started getting real small. Like every year, it was smaller and smaller. Less people come, you know. Some people used to come every Christmas and stuff. They didn't even come anymore. They were like, you know, so everybody started having their own little gatherings. So my grandmother's 92, 3 years old. And you would think people would come because my grandmother's getting older, but they don't even come as much, you know? And a lot of people, not because, you know, a lot of people say, I don't want to drive that far or whatever their reasoning is. I don't know, you know? And so when I had this thought of doing that time capsule and people keep track of, you know, people put things in the time capsule because I think this coming generation, even like they will be my second cousins. They're babies, so it's like by the time they get to a certain age, they're not really going to know about their great grandparents so much. They're going to know anything about their great 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 grandparents because I knew my great grandparents, and I knew because I was at least a young child or at least a young adult when my great grandmother passed away. So I do still have the memories because I still have older. See, I have a lot of older people in my family. They like in their 90s and stuff. A lot of the men died, passed away, I guess. But a lot of the women, like I have great grand aunts, you know, they still alive. So, you know, so I just remember when they used to see me, they were like, "Oh, that's the little baby." That's, you know, they would still consider me that one little baby that came off that train from New York to South Carolina because I was raised by my grandparents. So I always, you know, the older women at the church, they was like, "Oh, that's that baby. That's how, yeah, she's 50 years old." You know, it's like, so it's kind of like to know that people would know me from the time I was a little baby till now. And they just, you know, I know some of my cousins be getting all a little mad or getting all a little turned up and stuff in the nose and stuff. Yo, so shoot, don't get mad. Shit. You know, I'm not, my grandmother, she called me, yeah, Teresa, you know, everybody else. I ain't gonna say she don't dismiss everyone else. I mean, but I don't care what they think. They know. My position is I'm the oldest, I'm the first. And I'm always the one that they always gonna be mentioned. You know, I ain't saying everybody else ain't gonna be mentioned, but that's just the way it is. You know, that's the position. That's my title. You know, I may feel a little entitled at times, but oh well. That's not my fault. But I don't treat them like that either. So I never come around and throw my authority. I don't do that either. It's just what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Because, like I said, they grown. My cousins and stuff, they grown. They don't come to visit. They don't, Mm-mm. So now they have their own families, and that's understandable. It could be hard when you have a husband and children, and some of them have children, and I think some of my cousins, they have children just for the sake of having kids because they don't, I think they try to appease their parent or my aunt and uncles and stuff because I'll be like, so and so having a baby. I'm like, ooh, what? And I'm like trying to figure out like, where's baby daddy at? I ain't never, they never mention him, never see him, never nothing. You know, there's one cousin of mine. They had a baby reveal on a boat, all up in New York. It was on a boat. Had a baby reveal. She already had a baby 2 years ago. And then she's having a little boy. He's supposed to be born in September, and she had this big elaborate baby reveal and stuff like that. I was like, I said, well, shoot, I guess people got it like that, to rent a yacht and a boat and do something. And then I was there saying, oh, then she said somebody, it was the three of us. And I was like, well, what happened to the other dude, whatever his name, I don't know his name was. And I know it crosses some people's minds when people be like, I mean, I could have been in that situation, to be honest. If I had kept that baby when I was pregnant years ago, I would have been one of those single parent persons where baby daddy was wherever, but that's a long story situation altogether. It was way more complicated than it is now. Way more complicated in terms of situations and things of that nature. But I just find certain cousins of mine just like they just, they just having babies just to have a baby and the man or whoever the father is nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen, no one never heard, never spoke of, nothing. I was like, do you really, can you really feel? And I'll be wondering, I said, some women, do you have children for the sake of fulfillment of not being alone? Or you think that being pressured? Because sometimes you could be pressured into things where people that, especially the parents, they all the kids are grown and they empty nesters and they be start talking about I ain't get them grandkids and they weren't they concerned about being grandparents for the sake of being grandparents, and then the person turn around and say I want a baby too, I'm getting 30, and then they think and so many cousins of mine, and I know they're thinking this, they ain't never gonna admit it though, they like I'm 35. I'm almost 40. I ain't got no kids. And I just think they just knock up a man and just sleep. Lay down with a man just for the sake of having a child. I hate to say it. And I have another cousin. She's a lesbian. She had a baby. She was almost turning 40. And she did it through artificial insemination. Now, she had her planned. She was like, and she told me she didn't want to go and be with a man because she didn't want to go through issues of custody, going through the drama of courts and being a lesbian and then, having a child with a man. And then, she didn't want to go through that. So she took the route of, artificial insemination. In Princeton, he is cute as you could be. He's a cutie pie. But my cousin, she was getting up in age, she was getting like 40 something, her birthday's a couple of weeks. She'll be what? How old is Patrice will be? 45? 46? No, he's 5 years old. So she should either be 45 or she'll be 46. Something like that. But at least she planned it the way she planned it. But I know her situation is because one, if you never have a partner, you never have the love of your life, or you have met someone and that woman has a child, and then that could be a mess. Let me tell you, that is a mess. Is to have be in a lesbian relationship with a woman who have children, especially when they already bonded with the previous ex and they consider them their mama, or what, two moms, or not even two moms. That's just too much. When you get in a relationship with a woman who have kids from the man, and especially if they were married. How many YouTube people up be watching, and they be in that situation. They were married to a man, they had a couple kids, they divorced because the woman didn't want to be with him, and she stayed true to herself. She meets another woman, and then the child. Most children now, and it ain't a big deal if they say, "Oh, I got two mommies, I got two dads, or I got three mommies, I got two dads." That's a norm. That's going to be more of a norm with children in those type of relationships. But to me, I could see why some people got this big thing about traditional marriage, traditional ways and family values has changed. It's evolved. It's changed. Maybe when I got pregnant, when I was, people say, oh, I wasn't part of it. Well, like I said, that's another story. That's another channel because my channel's going all over the place. I've been on here for 2 hours, 36 minutes. So I'm gonna lose the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to do a video about it. But just to end this video, being that Father's Day was yesterday, and I know, and my father's deceased, so happy Father's Day. I know you're in heaven watching down on me and my sisters and your grandkids and your great grandkids. And Father's Day needs to be more promoted, more valued, because I think a lot of these kids running around, especially little boys, they looking for a father and wish they had a father. That's why some of these boys and girls, that's why they acting up. That's why they acting a fool. You cannot have, and I know people that disagree. I disagree. It's not about right, wrong, who's right, but in a balance of a child or anyone is having that male presence and female presence, mother presence. You can't, some women, they could be the both, they have to act as both mom and dad, whatever the circumstances may be. Maybe the husband died, maybe the man ran away and ran off with someone, whatever the case may be. But that's going to be a hard situation, especially for women. And that's what brings back to this economy of all the government assistance and stuff, because it's set up in a way where people are struggling, and it's going to be a struggle. So this next generation of people, or women, or girls, or whatever, or men, or boys having kids, it's going to be hard. Yes, love could conquer all, but when the stresses of life come together, when you struggle, and all on top of the other things that's that happens, it's going to be hard. And you have to really prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself financially. You have to prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, to take care of the child. Maybe my purpose is to do something more Cause it does tug on me. It really tugs on my heart for not having children. Then it started tugging on my heart. Oh, I never got married. But I think that if you have kids and stuff, people stop asking about, oh, when you get married. If you have kids, people get married and stuff. That's it's nice if someone gets married. People be like, oh my God, you getting married? Oh my God. The first thing they're gonna say, oh, you having kids. That's the first thing they be worried about. My aunt does that. When my cousin got married, yeah, she cried and wasn't like crying like, ooh, but she's a typical mother bride crying. It was the fact that she was like, oh, I'm looking forward with the grandkids. That's the first thing that was the first thing. It was more about, oh, I'm gonna be happy. We're happy when the grandkids. And then people be pressured to have grandkids because the parent be like, I want to be grandparent. I want to be, you know. You, I'm not saying they didn't want kids. I'm not saying my cousins who got married and stuff they didn't want any children, but they may not want to. They may not want children as soon as they want it. We never know. People get pressured. They figure, oh, they ain't worried. I don't be in that house all by yourself, and they don't even ask how I'm feeling. You know, and that's more hurtful. I had one uncle. He said, "Well, how the IRS going?" Well, how I'm doing great. You want to ask about my job. I don't even give a two fucks about the jobs that I had in my years. So why you want to ask? Why is that the only thing you're going to ask me about? And I took so offense to that. And sometimes I don't say nothing about it, but I say, you know what? Next time somebody do that to me, I'm gonna put them on the carpet about it. You know, that drove me so mad when people do that. And one uncle used to do that. He would always do that. They never ask you how you feel and how you doing. Even my aunt that I spoke to on Sunday or whatever day that was, you know, she didn't really wasn't really listening to me to what I was saying. And she would always say, "Oh, I love you," and then she would say, "Bye." She didn't even say, "I love you." She just kind of like, "What do you want?" It just was one of my one of my favorite aunts, closer uncles. We had birthdays around the same time, and we had a lot of things in common. But even then, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. Oh, next time that happens, I'm gonna tell them, Margaret. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell people, but they know I don't work at the IRS, so now I'm gonna tell people that. I'm gonna start telling them. You're not gonna just don't just you don't ask me how I'm doing. You know, that's it. And I don't know. Well, anyway, let me go because I gotta get up in the morning. Well, get out of bed, turn on the computer, go in my Q status code, and that's it. So it ain't like tomorrow's my Friday, so I'll be off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'll be back Saturday at work again, and then Sunday I'm gonna leave early. All right, okay, y'all. Well, it's been long. I appreciate y'all coming on. Nobody didn't want to come into the link, but if you ever change your mind, you don't have to show your face when you come on the live stream. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alrighty. Y'all have a good night. So good night, Marjorie Country Club. Good night, Colas. Good night, Tyson. Thank you for subscribing. Good night, Erica. Good night, Dorian. Who else I didn't say? Who I'm missing? I don't want to miss nobody. I said Colas. Tyson. I know it was 8 of y'all at one point, but I don't know who on here. I think did I say everybody's name? Hope I didn't miss nobody. All right, well, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna come on tomorrow night. I'm gonna be more regular now. And maybe while I'm sitting here at my desk tomorrow, I'll make some short videos on some of the little things that I've been accumulating for points and stuff. I need me some referrals so I can get me a save up for gift cards. And then I'll probably go on my bike tomorrow. See? You mean don't go? Go, you know I can't be hanging on the You know what? I have not really been using that bike. I have not been using the bike because I started getting pain in the bottom of my feet. And I was like, oh my God, it was so, But I'm going to get back on there. I'm going to get on there. Matter of fact, I may get on there right now. Where's my sneakers? I'm going to get on there now. Yep. I didn't realize how out of shape I was. When I started doing that bike, I was like, oh my God, I could only do like 20 minutes at a time. I was like, oh my goodness. So, the reason why I have been using the bike is because the neuropathy in my feet was hurting me. And then when I do it, I only do segments at a time. I already finished paying off this bike. I already finished paying this off. This bike is paid in full. Oh, trust me, it ain't nothing does not go unused with me. I may not be on dues on a regular basis, but it takes time to build up to what I want to do. So I may have to really be on level 1 for a minute for me to move up to any other higher level and do 20 minutes at a time. I was like, good God. All right. So let me go. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna try to situate this bike in a way where I could y'all could see me and I could do my live stream at the same time while I'm doing the bike, so I could let time go by and kill my time. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I promise. I will be on here tomorrow on that bike, and I'm gonna try to put this desk closer to the bike so y'all could see me and I could see the time. So that way I could y'all can see me struggle. I'm gonna have to put my hair up. Let me see if I put it up in a ponytail. Nope, still not short, but I'm gonna I don't know, I may have to have that bonnet. Put that bonnet on my head while I do the bike. Y'all might say that's, but at least that bonnet ain't gonna be walking outside with the slippers. And I was at the airport. I was looking for that. I said, let me see if anybody gonna walk in this airport with the hair bonnet and the pajama pants and the house shoes. I ain't seen none of that. But I did see a lot of ratchetness at the airport, I can tell you that. But I didn't see nobody walking through the airport with their hair bonnet on the head and no house slippers. So I don't know when Monique saw all that, but I didn't see it. I did not see it. And I wasn't surely going to be looking like that. I had my little cute little black dress on with my little, I did have sandals though. Not sandals. I have flip-flops on. Because when you go to the airport, you got to take off your shoes, take off your socks. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to make myself complicated and all that. I'm going to just wear the flip-flop shoes. And that way I could easily take it off and put it back on my feet. So anything else? That's the only suggestion that I make. When you go to the airport, bring your own food, your own snacks. You can only have two things of water. So they made me throw two of the other waters away. I was so pissed. And bring your food, bring your snacks, because when I went to the airport, a lot of those places ain't open. A lot of those fast food places in the airport, they're not open. Especially when I went to Atlanta. Atlanta, I was like, they keep changing it up so much. But in terms of like a lot of places opening up, even if they open, the lines are so long, and it's way too expensive. I'm sorry, way too much expensive. Oh no, Sunday Chick-fil-A's are closed, and they went up in price. Now, if they went in price on the regular Chick-fil-A's, the one at the airport gonna be expensive. Shoot, that's just crazy. But anyway, let me go. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. See ya. Next time somebody come on, be my guest, and y'all ain't want to be in the invite. So be prepared. Somebody be prepared tomorrow to come on. You can hide your face. You know that. You don't have to show your face. You can show your avatar. So be on here tomorrow. So talk to y'all later. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night because I'll be on long because I'll be off following 3 days. So let me go. It's almost midnight. See ya. Have a good night.